Hi, this is Malcolm Blight, and you're listening to the Crowject.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Crowject podcast, and thank you very much to our sponsors in Solely Designs, Nathaniel's Coffee and Panini, Trojan Aluminium and ARC General Maintenance. So in this special buy round episode, we're all very happy because we didn't have to watch a Crows game on the weekend. So we are going to depress ourselves by delving back into the first half of the season. And we will have a chat about what we've done right, what we've done wrong. That'll be a much longer discussion than what we've done right part. And we will be reviewing some of our pre-season predictions. We also have Segment Street, which we're going to put into the main episode this time. Usually that's just only available to our Patreons, but we're feeling generous, so we'll give you a little bit of a taste of some of the segments that we have, like Fantasyland, Around the Grounds, and just some, what else do we have? Beryl and Cecil of the Week. And a big thank you to our amazing Patreons. You can sign up at patreon.com/Crowject for that, where you can get all of our bonus content, like Obscure Crow, pre-rolls, and I think everyone's losing it at the table right now. Sorry, we're very distracted, so I may as well introduce who these idiots are around the table. What are you doing, Sophie?
Hello. Sorry, I just picked up this pen and I tried to take the lid off the end, and the whole inside of the pen has come out inside the lid. Sorry. How are you, Elodie?
I was good until now.
I'm so sorry to ruin your night.
Your pen fiasco has just derailed me. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope that you can still get through the rest of the episode.
I hope so too.
Pen fiasco.
It's going to be a hard one, but we're going to give it a go.
And Ben, hello.
Hello.
What's going on?
Not much.
I see you in your Celtics jumper after Celtics have won the basketball. I don't know, what's it called in the basketball?
The playoffs.
The playoffs.
They've won the basketball. Congratulations.
The basketball champions.
To all of you Celtics out
the
there.
playoffs. They've bloody won. You've been celebrating hard?
I've basically not taken this jumper off for the last week.
Yeah, you stink.
Yeah, pretty much. That's been good.
Does your pen lid come off nicely?
Yes.
Oh, I've been chipped. Want a refund?
Well, it must be nice having a successful sports team that you follow.
I've been really honed in on them and forgetting about every other sport, so it's been really nice to be successful for once.
And Peter, hello.
Hello.
How
Yes.
you going?
Yeah, good.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I know.
What's going on?
Oh, not much. My pen is intact.
Good to hear.
I can confirm.
Pen updates from everyone.
Yeah, pen updates for all. I signed up to patreon.com/Crowject so we can afford better pens, apparently.
Thank you, please.
And does the footy chat start now?
I think the footy chat does start now. So we are going to, if you're watching on the YouTubes, we've got a footy light. The footy light will go on when the footy chat's happening, and it will go off when the footy chat's not happening.
No expense has been spared.
You guys are literally keeping the lights on here by signing up to our Patreon. This footy would not be lit up if it wasn't for you, and it's just beautiful. It's beautiful to see.
Thank you so much.
We sure can. Let's talk footy. All right, let's delve back into the first 14 rounds since we have just had our bye round. Sometimes really good, sometimes really shit. Wait, no, just always really shit is what the run sheet says here, which sums it up quite well. Sophie, what do you reckon?
I reckon the run sheet is correct.
Ben, you wrote this run sheet, so go on. You can expand on this.
Well, in our pre-season prediction pods, we all thought we'd be probably like 10-4 at this stage, and we're sitting at, what is it, 4?
Probably the
1
opposite.
and 12, 10, however many losses we've had.
You lose track, don't you, after a while?
I think we've lost more on these first 14 rounds than I thought we would for the whole season. So that basically sums up how we've gone so far.
Yeah, Peter.
Ignorance is bliss. And was the writing on the wall, but we just didn't want to see it before the season in regards to certain coaches that left and our pre-season and everything that happened there. I don't know. But yeah, mostly shit. And it sort of just melded into one. Molded. It's milded. Yeah, into one.
I think any fan wants to be optimistic about that club, right? Like you don't generally go into the season being like, oh, I'm going to suck, unless you're like a West Coast supporter or a North Melbourne supporter. But yeah, you want to be optimistic, and obviously from the preseason reports and stuff, they're not reporting that shit things. They're saying all the good things. They're like, oh, this player's bulking up, and this player's had his best preseason yet. Yeah. You never hear like this player's had his worst preseason yet. So
it'd be bloody refreshing though if they just get
our preseason honest about it.
It's really sucked on the track.
God. Anyway.
So let's have a quick look. So how long did it take for us to win a game? So we lost against the Suns, we lost against Geelong, we lost
beat the
against
powerhouse
Freo,
of North Melbourne.
we lost against Melbourne, and then we beat Carlton by 2 points, which was our first
How'd I forget?
win, and that was over at Marvel Stadium. So that was nice.
That was nice.
Right? And that was a high scoring game.
That was when we all came in here and we were like, wow, the season's just about to start to turn around.
Yeah, that's it. And then
we need the worm for our emotions.
And then the next week it got bloody derailed by old mate diving on the ball. It's named Draper.
Yeah.
So that was the 3-point loss to Essendon the next week at Adelaide Oval. And then, we beat the powerhouse of North Melbourne.
Yeah.
We won the showdown by 30 points. So that was a couple of, up weeks. I feel like that 4-week period, obviously we lost to Essendon, but it was close.
Yeah.
That 4-week period was actually quite nice. And then we had the draw, and then everything just went to shit again. We lost to Collingwood by 4 points. We love losing to them by small margins.
Yep.
But then
we beat the powerhouse of West Coast Eagles by 99 points. And then we lost to Hawthorn by 27 points. And then we lost to Richmond by 8 points. And then we lost to Sydney by 42 points. So I think this run that we're on at the moment might be the most depressing because we've already played all the shit teams.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, let's be clear. That 2 wins and then the draw. Like, Layden has never been more ecstatic in his life. Like, he was just...
He brought balloons and everything.
he did.
Here's a question. What does everyone think was our best... The game that we played the best in? I guess the West Coast game's the obvious answer, but I guess looking past the playing a shit opposition.
I think the showdown was probably our most consistent game that we've played.
Yep.
Carlton, we obviously won, but we were a bit patchy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably the showdown.
I mean, I would say Carlton, only because with the power showdown, it was our home showdown, but we had Rory Sloane retiring, the emotional momentum going into that game. There was no way we could lose. I mean that in all seriousness. I don't know. And even that game itself was very strange. Like, there were patches that were just like weird.
Yeah.
Like, how did Power not get on top? And, because of Ken Hingley. I feel like that Carlton win, that was one of our very, very few 4-quarter efforts for the whole year. Yeah. I agree. There were some patches that were just strange, but 16-4, I think, off the top of my head.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Like, just, good kicking's good footy. Shout out to Craig.
Do you ever take on this, Sophie? You agree, Carlton or Port?
From the long list of good games that we've played.
You can pick one of the other ones if you want.
I mean, being at the showdown, I would probably say that one more so than Carlton. Carlton was very up and down in terms of this, like the worm. The worm was very up and down, but we were still consistent even though it was very up and down.
Yeah. And that one, I think Carlton really should have beaten us. I think if they kicked straight, they would have.
And we got the last 3 goals within the last few minutes to really solidify it. So
we roared back.
For Rory.
Yeah, roared for Rory. Oh.
And a slightly more depressing question, I guess, but what do you think was our worst loss of the year?
Richmond.
Yeah.
Yeah, going up against that calibre of team. Either that or Geelong, because the way we pumped up the Geelong game and then came out and just did nothing and put Pedler on Stewart and just...
Honestly, I would say the Geelong game.
Yeah.
And you make a good point about the pump up, but also the skill execution in that game. I mean, everyone's going to talk about, at the time, Smithers with that that no pressure clanger. Okay, kicks better than me. But everything that happened there, it was just, it was diabolical.
It's just a nightmare.
And especially after re-signing Nixie.
Yeah. Thankfully, I was at a wedding that night, so I don't remember that game because I saw nothing. So that game does not exist.
Yeah.
I thought the Freo game was quite bad, but that's just, I
In
think that
terms
was
of a footy
just,
game, it was bad.
Yeah, it was just I think it was more a bad footy game than just a
Those
just bad.
first 3 quarters of that, because that was Good Friday, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
Just everything about that was just a shit fest.
It was just so low scoring.
terrible.
Yeah.
I remember that game. I had a friend over who's not really into footy, and I was like, we'll watch a game together. You know, you come over and watch footy, and he was like, what is this? Like, is this what
you're
you
like,
watch?
"Not the game."
Good question.
Yeah,
You put yourself through this?
yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I think those are the correct answers. I was
God, feeling good before this episode.
Yeah, no, I really brought the mood down. I'm sorry, guys. We can talk about a different team if you want. We could do Sydney for this week, just be a Sydney podcast. That could be nice.
Yeah, what's it
I'm
like to
done
win?
with Sydney too.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, screw those girls.
Actually, the Hawthorn game was pretty bad. Like the first half was
Oh,
really
actually, yeah, to be
grim.
fair.
I was
That was not good.
gonna say like because I was at that game and that was not a fun game to be at.
Fortunately, we were surrounded by good company and filled with a lot of
Oh
alcohol.
yes, you were there. Yeah, you were there.
I was there.
And we got to do the kick and catch on the MCG after the game, which was just like sardines packed into like they blocked off like 90% the
Majority.
oval, and you're just like on the like, and it was like you couldn't even move, like it was so.
Will Hamill had to run his laps, right?
Yeah,
He needs
and then Will
space.
Hamill was just running up and down the ground. It was bizarre, but yeah, that part was fun. The game.
Had a nice breakfast.
Yeah, we did have a really good breakfast. Yeah.
Breaking chat.
All right, next point on the run sheet is what has changed in our game that has caused us to fall?
Effort. We're not giving a complete effort. And this is where the conjecture about, Nixie's coaching is there just a lack of execution in the effort? Because we've had some good efforts this year.
Yeah.
And in those ones, we have won or got very, very bloody close. But I just think effort has been the thing that has let us down the most.
Yeah. It's just, and like the basic skills.
Yeah.
It feels like we've gone back to, 2020, 2021 sort of areas where we come in here and we go, geez, we'd be a good team if we could hit a target or if we didn't kick to 3-on-1 or,
Yeah. Or if we had a target.
or to Lockie Murphy and you kick it 10 foot in the air. Like, it just, I don't know. It's just, it's strange and I don't know what it boils down to, but I think that's probably been the most disappointing part.
Especially those games that we mentioned of the really bad losses where you saw like 2 or 3 quarters of like shit footy.
Yeah.
It came down to the fact that half the team looked like they didn't want to be out there because they weren't putting that effort in. And
Yep.
it's like,
Until it's like the last
what
quarter.
is that mindset that they're going into those games with
Yeah.
to have that output?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's sort of like the Sydney game, our most recent one,
Yeah.
as well, with Amadi just, blowing things up in the third quarter and Sam from the walk and talk summing it up perfectly. But how much of that is, do they need to be on-field changes? Was that some of the direction that was made? Was there no direction made?
Yeah.
That's, and we can only speculate on that. But
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the word that comes to my brain is cohesion. It's a good word. I feel like cohesion is been lost this year a little bit. It just feels like it doesn't feel like any of mid, forward or defense is doing like worse or better than the other. I mean, defense has been probably our most solid, I guess.
Yeah.
But it just feels like the cohesion between the three is lost somewhere. We need a link man. We need Tom Lynch. Bring back
Bring
Tom
him back.
Lynch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know.
Yeah, because
I'm no footy expert.
we look better when we're able to move between those zones
Yeah.
and move the ball freely through those zones. But when we don't have that linkage, it really solidifies how much we are lacking in that area.
Cohesion.
We're lacking that cohesion.
But it's a great point about the cohesion as well, is that I think it was especially start of the year was that second kick from half back as well, was that hesitation, that 9 or 10 seconds, the delay, that sort of thing, which showed a lack of cohesion
Yes.
between the different zones. And if there's a lack of cohesion, how can he push the ball forward. It's cohesion off.
They're
Cohesion
not-
off, yeah.
They're not talking to each other.
Yeah.
They're not coming together and talking.
There is no communication,
Exactly.
or discourse,
Yes.
and leads to a lack of cohesion.
Absolutely.
There's a lack of viscosity.
They need to
between-
do some like team bonding exercises. Play like tunnel ball or something. Is that a team bonding exercise? Just to
Twister. I don't know. Twister.
shall we-
that would
Twister,
really
yeah.
get them bonded
Should we just
together.
create a bunch of ashes from a mallee root and just get Nigel Smart equivalent to walk across it? That would aid the cohesion.
yeah.
Yeah, indeed.
But yeah, obviously there's a lot of fan theories out there about what is going wrong this season. A lot of them like to put it back on the coach, and then others like to put it back on certain players. Riley O'Brien has copped a lot of heat, which is not fun for me because he's my boy.
Sorry about that.
But what do you guys think coach-wise?
I think Riley leaving has created a big hole, and I think, and it's sort of come out about some of the assistant coaches that we're going after as well, that we weren't able to get them.
Yeah.
And have we just moved the deck chairs around for this season and tried to do the best we can?
Potentially.
I don't want to toot my own horn, but I did say Riley leaving after round 2 was going to be one of our biggest problems this year, and we have no cohesion going
Yes.
forward, which is what he would have helped with.
Yeah.
But is there a lack of cohesion in the box as well?
There could be.
Is it, does Nixie is he a front operator or a back operator?
He's
that-
at,
nothing sus-
he's
Is
at the
that an
front.
option? Like,
He's at the
what?
front because when he spilled that Pepsi
was
can, there
gonna-
were people
that's
behind
what I
him.
was thinking of.
Okay,
I'm like, where was he when he spilled it?
So there could be, clamorings behind him, and he doesn't have very good sort of, auditory, processing skills behind him as well. And he hears this talk about the lack of cohesion behind him as well. And then he's just like, what are you guys talking about? And he can't process it. See, Longmire, he sits at the back of the box, and he's a spitter as well. Like he's just, like if he's
He's
sick,
an angry man.
He's a very angry. He's a Dimmadookie away from like popping a hemorrhoid. Like, and he just, he spreads it all out, right? Dean Cox, even though he sits, he's a tall operator, has to sit to the side of him because he doesn't want to be in the spray zone.
Yes.
They call it the SZ, the spray zone, the Sydney spray zone. Okay, whereas Nixie is at the front, so that could be helping. That
And now
there's
he's copping it from the back.
He's copying.
He's drowning in the spit.
Yeah, the lack of cohesion behind him as well. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I'm talking out of my ass.
Yeah, I think we'll go with that.
Yeah,
Option.
thank you.
Yeah.
Maybe Nixie needs to get some loop earbuds. You know the loop, just to like knock out the noise around him.
Yeah, knock
Just
out the haters.
focus.
When a racehorse puts on the blinkers, he just
Yeah.
watch the game, Nixie.
Straight ahead, game only.
Don't worry about
Puts
what
on the
flavour
VR
snacks.
headset while coaching, and he's just like, "Oh wow, champion data all around me."
You've seen the in the AFL app that I showed you guys.
the VR,
Yeah, the
yeah.
VR
yeah.
in there. You
It's
can see the
doable.
balls.
It's
The
only like
movement?
10 seconds behind, but it's
it's
doable.
Be like, quick, we need to make this change right now. And they're like, Nixie, we've already gone back to the middle. What are you
Someone's
talking
broken their leg. Why is the ball not moving?
So, I guess with the assistant coaches though, Scott Burns moved into the forward role. Honch came in as well. There's been some conjecture about that. Van Berlo is it a hashtag jobs for the boys thing as well with Rashudo and the football department, and everything else like that. I mean, Ray's comments on last week's pod drew the ire of some of our platform formerly known as Twitter operators as well for putting them on blast. And hey,
If you're comparing him to people, I saw a tweet today with someone being like, I finally figured out who that guy Ray from the Crowject looks like.
about? Who was
I
it?
can't remember who it was.
Oh, that was Sneak AFC, formerly Bukaki.
Yeah, but who does Ray look like?
It was. Hang on. We responded and said, no, it's this person. And it was like
Yeah.
a gif of Ellen. Where are we?
If anyone knows who I look like, tell me. I won't be offended.
You don't really have a celebrity comparison.
So you don't think I look famous? Who looks like? Oh, okay. I don't know who that guy
I
is.
don't know who it is, but
It's not Mr. Worldwide, is it?
it looked like a Wish version of Pitbull. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah. Mastiff. Sorry.
Mr. 502.
Well, yeah. If you've got any other comparisons for the rest of us, I think you two could both get Jack Black. I think we've said that at some point.
Yeah. I'll take it.
I've gotten Jack Black like directly in person. Like
I haven't had that.
when
I've had that. Yeah, when I used to work at the library, I got that once.
Yeah, so when Pearl Jam were playing with Tenacious D at Adelaide Oval in 2011, I was doing my final year placement at a hospital in North Adelaide, and I was walking along my Flinders Uni nursing uniform, and someone pulled over, got a photograph of me, and asked for an autograph, and I was just like, I'm not Jack Black. That's what they say, mate. And this guy was very drunk at 4 o'clock, and I was just like, I'm not Jack Black. Then I got in the car
come
and
on,
left.
mate. Just own it.
So someone's got a photo of me like looking down at like a disposable camera, like anyway. So we digress. So
Yes. So we're not all on the Nick's out bandwagon. We all think that
No.
Nick's should stick around, maybe.
I think we need to dig a bit of a hole around Nixie, but
Yeah. I think the issue with the Nick's out people or any club like with the coach out people is like just such a shallow pool of coaches to replace him with. Like, is there a better option? I don't know, probably not.
and the people saying bring in Buckley is a bloke known for getting Collingwood up the mountain and not getting over the top of the hump.
Yeah.
Like
don't
perennial
forget,
joker.
This is like Dermot Brereton as well. Everyone was calling for Brereton to become a coach, but he went straight to media and has never needed to leave. And it's a sweet gig.
Yeah.
Like, Buckley's got it good. Like, he just goes to Fox Footy, just looks fucking staunch as, sells all this shit, for his divorce settlement, and then half of it gets bought back for him as well.
That was really nice, actually, that Port bought back the 93 grand final Guernsey. I saw that was nice.
That was pretty good. The one good thing that they did over the long weekend.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, why would he want to leave such a cushy gig?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the stresses of being an AFL coach.
Yeah. And then, you got to move to Adelaide as well, all these demands. You don't know exactly what's happening on the inside of the Crows. Like, I wouldn't do it.
No, that's it. Yeah. Too much stress.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Just sit with Sarah Jones on the couch and just give your thoughts on the footy. Like,
And get your Botox done more than the frequency he's doing it right now, because you can tell when he's starting to droop. Anyway.
Lastly, on a more positive / optimistic note, what do we need to do to make some kind of positive out of our year? Get your optimism hats on, guys. Get rid of those bloody negative Nancy.
Where do I find that?
Yeah.
Where's the hat? Did someone bring the hats? Oh God, we forgot the hats.
We've all got
Oh yes.
we've all got our optimism hoodies on. Okay.
oh, no.
All right.
Oh, my hood's not coming up.
Don't ruin the perfect
Jesus.
new hair, Soph.
Oh,
yeah, the can's over the top. Okay, so we're in the optimism conversation pit right now. Okay. So the hoodie's on. Okay, so
The hoodies are on.
Yeah, okay, you got the purple optimism hoodie on. Elodie, what do we need to change so we can get into the off season and I can do something?
I feel evil with this hoodie
I
on.
do as well. I feel like I'm up to something.
What do we need to change? Well, for starters, we need to start bloody winning, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That's a great call.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, tick that.
Yeah,
So one, we need to win more. Yes.
Yeah, let's have a look here. What winnable games have we got? All right.
Let's not.
We got Giants at home. No, Ben says no
that's an
straight
L.
away. Brizzy at the Gabba.
Oh, that's a win.
Here we go. Get the tick button ready. We got St Kilda at home.
Oh, yeah,
That's
massive
a good
win.
one. We can do that.
In a 65-58 slogfest. On perfect conditions, too.
Love Ross Ball.
Yeah, Ross Ball.
We have Essendon at Marvel.
Big L.
We've got Hawthorn at home.
Yeah, we're fucked.
Potential.
Sometimes really good. Sometimes,
We got Geelong in Geelong.
Don't even bother going over
got-
that game. Just take the points
Isn't
from
it
the
like a
forfeit.
Friday night or something for that one? It's like some...
Yeah, some stupid.
It's
Yeah.
Saturday Arvo. Saturday 4
Oh,
p.m.
Dwayne special. Okay.
Hey.
Sounds like a pub day.
We have Bulldogs at home.
I'll give us that one.
Yeah, I reckon that's... Yeah.
Dogs are inconsistent. We might
They're
snag
very
them.
consistent, yeah. Then we've got the Showdown, the Port Showdown.
No.
Lastly,
draw.
we have Sydney.
And Sydney too.
In Sydney. Yeah, I can't wait for that one. So really, we've got one that we're confident on, which is the St
Okay.
Kilda game, and then we've got the Hawks and the Dogs and Port all down as sort of
Maybe.
tentative.
So we said we're going to win more, so we're just going to win about the same.
Yeah.
but this is in less rounds though. We've had
Yeah,
we've
one,
had
two,
13
four,
games
five,
so
six,
far. We've only got 10 left.
1,
So
2,
4 from
3,
10 is a better
five.
The
percentage. than-
WPR.
Exactly.
The win per round
We've
ratio.
only got
exactly
9
right.
games left, right? 9 games? One,
Oh,
one,
it's
two,
even better.
3, 4,
Oh,
5,
sweet.
6,
Lifting that
7, 8,
percentage.
9. All right.
That's
Yeah,
close
yeah,
to
we're
September.
Probably
Yeah.
watching Sydney win a cup, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So of those games, so what? Yeah, it was 1 probably win and 3. Well, if we can win all 4 of those games, I'll be happy. There you go. There's my optimism. I'll be happy.
I said this about when we were like, if we split Geelong and Collingwood and Sydney games and then we lost to Hawthorn and we lost to Richmond and we
Great times.
Oh, good times. Good optimistic times.
What do you reckon we're going to get an upset win somewhere, and who will it be against?
Geelong.
Do you reckon we'll finally break the Geelong hoodoo? Because
Now,
that would be
that
a
would be
very
such a
Crom thing to
That's
do
exactly
in the
why I
year
said-
that we're having.
Okay, I said it around after the Geelong game, almost trying to excuse the loss of. I feel like Geelong's peaked early, and that sort of proved itself because the nursing home has run out of meloxicam or something. They just osteoporosis is setting in. Dangerfield's probably going to be out because of gout or something else like that. Just watching them get into that game. But they'll probably debut someone who will kick like 15 on us. Like, it's just, who fucking knows? Like,
Yeah, I could weirdly see us winning the Sydney game in the last round if someone
Just
breaks
for shits and
Jolomarty's
gigs.
knees before the game. Maybe and we could be in with a chance.
I mean, if they sew up top of the ladder though,
Yeah,
They'll probably pack it in,
yeah,
tank it.
exactly.
they made 22 changes.
We're only putting Jolomarty on the field. No one else gets to play.
I could see us winning the Essendon one.
I was going to say, I was
know,
just
right?
about to
Yeah,
say
Essendon are
that.
flaky,
Yeah.
They're primed for a bit
Marvel,
of a capitulation.
Yeah.
Didn't we say that last year before that live where we sat there for
Yeah, but this one isn't on my
This is
birthday, so
different.
it's all right.
Oh,
It's fine. It's fine.
Ben's not ruining this for
It's
us.
the week of my birthday, but it's not on my birthday, so it's all right.
It's fine.
I cannot
We're
believe
winning.
Essendon are third on the ladder still.
know.
That is
This is not
insane.
right.
That is crazy.
We all know an Essendon fan, don't we?
We do.
Yep.
My nearly sister-in-law is an Essendon fan.
Yeah,
And they all have basically the same opinion.
yeah. One of my bosses is the same too, and I was talking to him up front, and he's just like, I still don't believe. Nah.
Yeah, no,
Absolutely
There's no belief there.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So I guess from winning side of things, and then on field, we just probably want to see some of the kids performing, some
Yeah.
maybe
Just
some
effort.
debuts, some
Kids in the mid.
Kids in the mid. Put your kid in the mid.
Yeah, kid in the mid.
Kid in the mid. All right. Yeah, that's a good note for Nixie. Yeah, so we just want to see some progression from some of these players, I guess.
Pretty
and-
much.
I mean, the thing that concerns me is that Nixie, he was a midfield coach for many years too, and I just don't get how there's such a lack of effort in that area too.
Yeah.
But maybe he's, a little bit, hands off. He's not micromanaging as much.
Yeah, VB,
because-
you take it.
Yeah, VB, you do it. You do it. You
And
do it.
VB hasn't let him train with the sleds.
Yeah, VB, watch out for those ankle slits.
They have no calf muscles. So that's all it is. They can't train with sleds.
It's just eye starts twitching. Darren Burgess just comes out and all right, sled time and everything.
So that's the fucking one right there.
All right, quick speed round around the table. Which player does everyone want to see have a really good second half of the season? Peter.
Peddler.
Great.
Rash.
Ben. Great.
Fog.
Oh,
Great, yeah.
Obviously. I mean,
God, he's always good though, isn't he? So
you know it.
Oh, hey. I'll go with Riley O'Brien. And also Chase Jones. I want to see Chase Jones really make his mark, step it up. He's been good this year. He's gone under the radar, which he has for the last few years. But I think he's progressing.
He's
progressing. He's making, he's good.
Actually, I'll change my answer. Thilthorpe.
Oh, yeah.
he's looking big, staunch.
Huge.
Huge. But what are those with the shoes for the interview today? My lord.
Goodness me.
Bloody wearing the Julius Caesar, Air Force Ones. Like, what is that?
Oh, jeepers.
Yeah. Anyway.
Do we have some comments or questions or, life updates from any people on the socials?
Indeed we do. So
Which one are you doing, boss?
I've pulled up Twitter,
Okay, I'll get to Instagram.
of which there are
There's
only
also
two.
said there is not
Okay.
much on Twitter. I've already looked.
Whoops.
David puts it plain and simple and says, and I think we all know which team he's referring to here, he says, I'd rather be us than them. Better list, still got our picks this year, haven't topped up with mediocrity. We still have currency when Tassie start their concessions. I'm still confident.
Okay, cool.
Okay. All right. It's almost like I feel like we're just looking forward to 2025.
Yeah.
There's going to be more cohesion.
Yeah, a lot more cohesion.
That was all from Twitter.
Okay.
I'll jump onto one of the Facebook ones.
Yep.
Who have we got here? Michael says, I believe we need to recruit a gun midfielder, key forward, and a ruckman to become a legit contender. Not asking for too much. Can we get them by next year, or will it take 2 to 3 years to add them to our squad? It'll take 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
We can't
I
just
don't
pick
think
them
we're going
up.
to pick up a bunch of 18-year-olds and they're going to save the team. But
No, very much not. And I think, did I see Ned Moyle signed on with Gold Coast today? He was looking like one we were going to pick up.
The Moyle.
A decent one here from Jason Crowell, and we've got a bit at length, so we're going to need to discuss a bit here.
Ooh, lengthy and girthy.
Yes.
Jurgen
Yes.
Gerth. Shout out to him. Friend of the pod and patron. Anyway.
So, Jason says, I'd like you to discuss the list compared to expectations going into the year. Injuries happen at all clubs, but the personnel Adelaide have lost reduces the experience dramatically. Last year, the reserves played finals and had a winning culture. Players coming up had more freedom and come in with confidence. Being an amateur league side now with very few league players in the SANFL affects how the others play and develop. It shows exactly the type of player profile the Crows need. No one in the 150 to 200 prime of career is fair explanation of where things are at. No one expected or planned to lose Sloan, Tex for the most part, Miller who was showing good leadership on field early, and later Worrell, etc. I for one would prefer the coach to stick with the high-risk, high-reward game style, even if it's the cause of losses due to bad execution, as opposed to going back to Auskick-style footy, basics 101. It's not the coach missing 20-metre kicks, it's the lack of confidence where players are second-guessing themselves and trying to avoid the collective sigh from a very negative supporter base every time a mistake is made. After how toxic socials have been across the board, who in their right mind would want to come here? And then he's put a little graph here. So games played leading into the 2024 season, 0. We had 6 people on the list. 0 to 10, we had 3. 10 to 20, we had 5. 20 to 50, we had 11. 50 to 100, we had 9. 100 to 150, we had 4. None from 150 to 200, and 4 from 200 to 260. And then you remove Sloan with 255 games, Crouch with 143, Miller at 96, Walker 260, and Worrell and Thilthorpe. That's a lot.
That's
a lot of numbers.
But that's fantastic. I was
good
nodding
research.
away to the whole thing. It's you can't contradict
Spot
that.
on.
That's brilliant.
100%.
Just rewind for the last minute, I reckon, and just listen to that again, because that breakdown. What was the name of the
Jason Crowell.
Jason. Fantastic work, buddy.
I reckon you should
Indeed.
take my spot on here. If you're in the area, Jason.
Yeah, Jason, just sing
Drop
out.
in.
Yeah, as long as you got your, police check.
I have another lengthy comment from our Facebook page. Chris.
By the way, Jason, write into us, mate. We'll send you something.
Chris says, I think a lot of Crows fans as well as Nick's overestimated where we were as a team. We have a couple of great players like Dawson and Rankin and a few players that will be stars like Saligo and Michelini, but we have far too many mediocre workhorses and they get games in front of our young kids who deserve game time. When we do play the young kids, we don't play them in the position they were drafted in. Why get a young mid only to throw them into the forward lines? We also have senior players who that obviously have gone backwards since last year and or have gone past their time yet still get game time over the kids that could be getting experience in that position. We have a recruitment and list management team that needs replacing, and Nick's needs proper help, including tactically, in the coach's box, as our current assistant coaches just aren't up to scratch. Thoughts?
Tick.
Pretty spot on.
Yeah.
All around.
God, this is rational. I'm not used to this. I'm just used to,
We're just talking about cohesion for 20 minutes and these guys
I'm
come
just
in
used
with
to, like in Walk and Talk, that the Kathmandu crew that came up to me, sack Nicks. I'm just like, yeah, calm down, sir. I'm like, sheesh. That's brilliant.
Yeah, this is really good insight from people.
This is a good cohesion within the comments.
Yes, yeah.
The community have great cohesion.
Cohesive
They really do.
critiquing. That's a title of the pod. Cohesive
Something,
critiquing.
yes. We've also got Pammy, who has given us many a question. Why did we sign the coach before we evaluated where the team was?
Great question.
Why is player improvement stagnant apart from a few players?
Another great question.
Why are some players going backwards this year, like Michelini, and the data backs it up? It must be doing their heads in more than ours.
Jeez, that's
Do you
stiff
think
to,
he's coming
that's
back?
Yeah,
stiff
that's
to
stiff.
point out Max of all players on the team.
that's a weird
Has
one.
Max missed a game since round 1 last year?
I think he missed 1 or 2, maybe
he have a minor
mid-season
injury
last
at one
year.
point?
Yeah, but yeah, not much.
But you know what I mean? Like,
He's
He's
what,
been
20
one of our
games?
most consistent.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why has our recruiting team been allowed to continue without any accountability?
Hard to know that without being in the four walls.
Yeah. And why do we find it so hard to attract players?
So let's go back to the first point about Nixie and evaluation of the list. Was that the first question?
Yep. Why did we sign the coach before we evaluated where the team was at?
Where the team was at. How much of that is, the cart before the horse? Like, is he extracting as much as he can out of the current list based off of the recruitment side of things versus there's a lack of execution or a lack of leadership from him as the head coach? Or is that coming from off field as well?
It's so hard because there's so many different cogs that you could
Exactly.
put it to.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and so to point the finger at, why did we sign it? Everyone, leading up to some of the preseason games was wondering why Nixie hadn't been signed. And okay, we had that loss to Gold Coast by 6. However, there was the announcement that he got signed and everyone's just like, okay, happy days, we'll roll in and just, beat Geelong. And we didn't. Okay.
Yeah.
How much of that is his problem? How much of that is a lack of cohesion within the box?
There's so many internal and external factors that go into a football club.
Yeah.
That it's really hard to pinpoint that one thing is the problem or the other thing is the problem. And without being in the inner workings of that, it's so hard as fans. I mean, fans love to speculate on this shit because that's what they do. And that's what the media wants you to do because everyone wants you to talk about it and be involved. But at the end of the day, we don't fucking know.
No, we don't. And that's the thing as well. There was how much can happen during the bye week? You know what I mean? There was an email that we got as a part of the press release that we get for the distribution list from the Crows, where it just said everyone's on the mid-season break, and that's an AFLPA thing, and everything else like that. So, if anything, that infuriated people more, and then all the hit pieces that came out from the advertiser that seemed raring to go. About how crow can you go? Like, it's not the best pun. Like, come on. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I feel like everyone's got their pitchforks ready to go directly at the on-field performance only, which is a problem because, winning paints over the cracks.
Yep.
Yeah.
There were problems last year as well.
As you can see from Port.
Exactly. That was my next point. You look at everything that's happening at Port as well. How much of that is ego management? How much of that is the minutiae of everything that's happening at the club, or the fact that they just cannot get anyone, and they know that's the way it is? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, sorry.
And she just finishes off with, why is Reid untouchable when player managers say he's the worst to deal with? And why are so many supporters talking loser speak and accepting mediocrity?
I haven't seen that about Reid. Well, I'm not.
That's the first time I've
I
heard
think I
about
saw
that.
one article saying that he was difficult. It was a couple of weeks ago. One of the player managers came out and just basically said he's tough to deal with.
Yeah, but you
But that
don't
was
want to
only
push
one.
over.
Big scoop.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah,
Well, player managers do. Yeah, all right, we'll give you a meal.
Yeah, exactly. If it comes out, Ned McHenry has asked for, $2 million a year, and Justin Reid's, you know what?
Yeah,
make
go on.
Make it 2.5.
exactly.
You don't want to push over.
Go and treat yourself, Ned. Get a new boat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's it. You're not going to make everyone happy in that job. So,
Exactly.
yeah, fuck it.
I would rather someone who's a bit of an arsehole.
Yeah,
That's what you'd want.
exactly. We remember our trade dealings with like GWS with Jackson Haley and a few other ones,
Matt O'Brien wants to know our thoughts on the review. So he's got Balm joining, replacing VB and or other coaches, and Darren Burgess' apparent upcoming exit.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. So I want to go through the last one first. The Darren Burgess side of things concerns me because just seeing the way Darren Burgess operates from club to club, he's a very sort of autonomous operator. However, I don't think he tolerates people blaming him for issues because I think his system works.
Yeah.
And he's got a fantastic track record to prove it. I would be throwing everything I can to keep him there. But how much of that as well is the necessary resources that he needs? Or if he just gets another bigger offer from somewhere else. Can't beat that.
He's worked at Arsenal, Liverpool. He's not like he's a strictly Australian.
I mean, you look at him at Melbourne as well. He got them primed and ready in 2021. He did that at Port as well.
2014, yeah.
Yeah, you can't doubt him. He's got the track record, but how much of that is the players and basically the bodies that he has to work with just aren't up to it?
Yeah.
I don't know. So if he's leaving, I'd be very concerned about that. That would be my biggest point there. Silvers, I guess, with that review, Ben, like that's something that. How much can you do?
Yeah.
He's not going. Tim Silvers. He came out on 5AA as well after Rowie, begged him to go on or sort of put him on blast after the Richmond game. Went on there, but he's not going to go on there and just be like, yeah, we're going to be firing Nixie at the end of the season. We're just going to. You know what I mean? And the other thing too, we've got list managers that are currently on the list. You don't want to just can them right at the end of the season, leading into a draft.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get a new list manager. They're not going to be, bloody Anthony Green, shuffling papers and just like, oh, here's my list ready to go.
Yeah. Oh, here's exactly what you want. Yeah.
It's not Moneyball.
Yeah.
So that's where, I don't know. There's only so much mid-season review. I still think there should be an end-of-season review done by an exexternal party.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, absolutely. And I mean, really, as a footy club like that, you should be rolling reviews. It shouldn't just be yeah. Oh, we're going to specially review it at this mid-season point.
Yeah.
Just, keep an eye on what's happening to start with.
Your 6-monthly PR&D.
Exactly.
What do you want to do better? I want to win more. Good job.
That's it. We'll give him 3 more years.
Yeah.
Anything else? Anything else worth talking about?
No, just lastly, Mark is somewhat positive. He said, we should bounce back. Lots of close losses really hurt our confidence. Also, we had a much harder draw than 2023.
True.
We have been unlucky in the sense that the teams that we thought would be easy haven't turned out to be easy, like your Freos, your Gold Coast, your Geelong. But I don't know if we can say that the close losses have been beneficial. But
it's a different take. It's a it's a more optimistic
he said
take.
that they've hurt our confidence, the close losses.
they have.
Oh, definitely.
But I mean, the 8 points to Richmond, I don't think the losing to Richmond in a close one is the part that we should be focusing on. It's the fact that we just lost full stop. But
Yeah.
A few comments on Instagram stories as well. We got a few people saying what's happened to us, and I've got Harry Max 2001. I don't know if it's a shared account between Harry Schoenberg and Max Michaelaney, but it says, don't let Burgess play. No, I assume that's Chris.
Yeah, not Darren.
Is that because he is filming Blue Healers and he needs a break?
And for more of that, head to patreon.com
Context of that.
We've got James Dab 91 _ who says 15th time to dig deep for Draper.
We can't dig much deeper. We've only got 4 more spots.
Exactly. We've got Clayton Nelson who says, really disappointing. Hopefully we can come back next. I assume that's season. Cadell Syme says, should Nix be sacked? And we all agree, no. We got 13022001L who says, why does Matthew Nix keep dropping our players? I think that's what he needs to do. It's like, no one's going to be happy.
No,
You know
it's
what I
like,
mean?
play the kids, like, drop
Yeah.
people. No,
But not those
dropping
kids.
those. They're not those. Bring him back. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Selection will never please the people, no matter what happens.
Yeah.
So
My favourite on Twitter is when you see certain individuals bashing one player week after week, and then the moment they get dropped, they get angry about it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you wanted this for weeks, and now you're like, how dare they?
Sort of like the
You
comments
can't win.
after
they
the
love to
Sydney
hate him.
game about Rash not putting in the effort, and it was like 9 seconds left.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
literally like, they would have done their bloody +1 boss sign, and they see the scoreboard, it's like 40 points down. Yeah, we're fucked, right? Are you going to really
But still,
risk yourself?
put your body on the
Put your
line
body
and get
on the
really
line.
badly
Yeah,
injured with a few seconds left.
Rub a bit of sand in it.
Just get up. Back in my fucking day, we just got up and keep going.
Yeah. Then we got CTE and we couldn't remember where we were.
At least we played out the game.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we couldn't remember our fucking names, but we gave 100% for the team.
That's some good role playing by you guys over there. It's like I was really at a local footy club. All right, is that it from the listeners? We didn't get any voice messages this week, did we? No one was nuts enough to call us on the bye week.
We got
Yeah.
one just before at 5:45 where someone was silent for 7 seconds and then hung up.
So I guess it's the bye week of voice messages there, which is
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
if you're listening to the pod right now, like even one of us, if we're listening, in the future, hello, future Peter, give us a call.
Yeah.
8246-5498. In fact, Sophie's going to call right now. Yeah.
Oh,
Here we go.
Oh, jeez.
We're
Hello,
live on
tell
air
us.
message. Yeah. No, she's not. Okay.
oh no, she doesn't want to talk to us.
She doesn't have enough minutes
Yeah,
on her
no,
OneTel
definitely.
account, so.
Definitely give us a call. Pre-game, post-game. We've got the Saturday night game coming up, which we'll touch on later. So
Yes.
that's a perfect time to get on the beers and
If
then
you're
give
at
us
the
a
pub
call.
on Saturday,
Yeah,
are
drink
they
responsibly.
smashing a palmy?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's beautiful stuff.
Let us know your thoughts.
And thank you to all of our Patreons as well who support us over at patreon.com/Crowject. We have a list here of our $10 and above Patreons, which Ben will now read out to you.
Indeed, I will. We've got Jenny McCardle, Hayden Arthur, aka The Real Hilf, Jordan Marnie, Jessica Cook, Dave Carnivale, Jake Bockhove, Drew Corner, Sam Curtis, Sha-Marie Davies, Brendan McGarrigan, James Payne, Simone McDonald, Jezza Withers, Paul David Clennett, Matt and Neil Roylance, and thank you to Callum Ryan and Rhiannon Harmer, our new Patreons.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much, guys. And anyone can sign up for as little as $1, $1 a month. That is no money. That's a gold coin donation.
As Cream says, you can find it in your crack.
And also jump onto crowject.bigcartel.com to pick up some merch. Get your Crom pose, is that what we call them?
Oh, God, I'm steamy in this thing.
Oh, yeah, they're so warm. I
Yeah,
wear
I
mine
know.
all the time. They're actually beautiful.
Yeah, I've got a couple of dim sims that are on the stand
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah,
Oh,
beautiful. Let's grab one of those. What else do we have on there still? Air fresheners? Are they still
We
around?
do?
Yeah.
I need to order some more, don't I? So, yeah, shit.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've
the
got...
beanies.
Yeah.
We've got lots of things to keep you warm and toasty for the
Maybe a couple of
winter
these
season.
in preparation for the
Oh,
second show.
yes, yeah, we've still got, do we still have those?
We do,
The-
I think
yes.
we've got a
yeah,
couple.
I
beautiful.
do have,
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, we've got the prison bar shirts. We got everything. Just if
You want a pen? Write into us. I don't
yeah,
care.
if you want something and we don't have it, write in and Ben will make it for you.
Yep, by
Ben's
hand.
it.
No guarantee on quality.
The Somerton Park sweatshop.
All right, moving on to the news. Now, we don't have a whole lot of news for this week, but we do have some news from over in the AFLW with Caitlin Gould re-signing for 1 year, which will take her to the end of 2025.
Fantastic.
Great stuff, isn't it? Good leadership, a good mature head to have around the club.
Big time.
And she's just been quite good being able to go, ruck, forward, kick goals.
It's been fantastic.
Was she a leading goal kicker last year? She'd have been up there. Would have been close.
Yeah, probably. We'll say yes.
It's her and Neve, I reckon.
Yeah,
Close to.
I think it would have been Gould. One Sophie and I a multi when we played North Melbourne.
That's
What
right.
a champion.
That probably that paid for the
Back
contract.
in the day when my multis would get up.
She's got a heart the
Up the
size of
girls.
Far Lap.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Far Lap's dead, though.
Just keep running.
We're not signing up Far Lap.
It's in a
Caitlin
case and on display in a museum somewhere.
Gould. And her heart will be right next to it when she
Exactly.
perishes.
It'll be bigger, actually.
Thanks, Caitlin Gould. Appreciate your commitment to the club. Going over to the men's, we have just a little update on Tex. Ben?
Yeah, so it was tweeted today by Josh Money from 9 News, who has been very good with his news recently, actually. Well, some of it. Taylor Walker has no certainty return from his back issues for this Saturday night's clash against the Giants. However, we are considering bringing Riley Thilthorpe back in, bypassing a stint in the SANFL, which I don't mind because I'd rather see him play in the Adelaide Oval than Norwood over or wherever the hell the SANFL are playing this week.
Fair.
And isn't Filthy looking great?
He is. The beard, the muscles. Oh,
Hornback.
God.
Yeah, he's
Absolute
beautiful.
hornback.
I
We
love
need a
how,
new segment.
And another one of these things where it's like no one is ever pleased. Like when they posted that photo of him, I saw a few comments that were just like, "Oh, I think he looks too big." It's like,
Yeah.
come on, mate, come on. Like, first you're like, I think he needs to add size, and no, too much, take it back. Like, come on, give the kid a break. But yeah, I guess we'll see what happens there. But it will definitely be good to see Filthy back out there running around. If he's fit and ready to go, then
Yeah.
100%.
get him out there.
And can we just say, Tex, caravanning, come on, man. No one of your back's hurt, okay? Bad mattress.
Shit bed.
Yeah, you got the Lotus, caravan, that sort of thing. Yeah, it's high end, but still,
It's not a proper bed.
it's not a proper bed.
You got to lift the heavy things to get the caravan ready.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
You got to put your D clamps on and everything, and you got to turn your head around while you're bloody reversing it, No. No.
terrible
And you got
timing.
the Scott Bonner lawnmower at home as well. Those things are 60 kilos. Yeah, they self-propel, but you still got to move it around as well. Tex, no.
Peter, turn the footy light off.
Yeah, okay. Tex, no.
All right, back on. Good stuff. All right, next. Do you guys want to talk about the next game or do you want to do Segment Street first?
Let's
what do you
get
guys
to
want to do?
Segment Street.
Segment Street, let's talk about some segments.
Going the wrong way. Take a left down Segment Street.
Hey, thank you, Creed.
We'll
Now,
stop the
this
crash
is
there.
usually something that's Patreon exclusive, patreon.com/Crowject, so you're going to be hearing some of this for the first time, and you might think to yourself, oh, God, I wouldn't really pay for that. But hey, sign up.
There are other things on there too.
Yeah, there are other things.
Exactly, yeah. There's better stuff than this, but this is also good. Yeah,
Let's hit the news theme for Around the Grounds. Yeah. All right.
Let's go.
Around the
grounds. So, being a bye week for 6 of the teams, we only had 6 games this week.
Oh.
That's how maths
Wow.
works, yeah. And on Friday night, we had Carlton versus Geelong at the MCG, with Carlton getting up by 63 points. Ugh. Anyone catch this one?
Unfortunately.
Definitely not.
I was out for dinner, but I caught little bits of it. There was the Battle of the Deconings.
Indeed.
Oh,
A few
yeah,
little
actually, I did
scuffles.
tune in.
that's
It was so forgetful. I did see the two brothers go together against
Mum
each other.
laughing
Even.
in the stands. It was
Yeah,
great.
she was loving life.
Yeah, she's like, go boys, yeah, beat the shit out of him. But yeah, this showed Cats to be kind of pretenders and Carlton to
100%.
be contenders, I suppose. Rhymes,
Unfortunately.
so it must be true. We had Patrick Cripps getting a lazy 41 touches in
If
the
you
game.
don't mind.
So yeah, Geelong didn't really want to do anything about that. And Tom DeConing having a massive game as well with a goal, 25 touches, 34 hitouts. That's some good stuff.
It's a very good
Dangerfield
game.
with the sling tackle as
Oh,
well.
yes,
Copped a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's copped a week and they're challenging it. So poor Zeta's, having to work.
That's fine because he loves schnitz.
Yeah, he loves shenanigans.
Yeah, it's worth it.
But it's good to see that the head of the AFLPA challenging that as well. I would have just taken that, because don't they care about head-high contact? Apparently, the
So
AFL
they tell
players.
us.
So,
Apparently.
allegedly.
Except when it's, involving one of them.
Yeah, it's one of the players.
And
Or it's
next-
Jeremy Cameron at the end of the game, and he
Hey,
gets
can I have
in
the
there.
ha-ha button ready for this next game?
Which one is it?
Yeah, which one is it?
Okay,
This
Here we
one?
go. Here we go.
So we had Port versus Brisbane at Adelaide Oval, and Brisbane getting up by 79 points.
That is not the laugh track.
God damn it. So that'll do. Is it this one, maybe? Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
This was thoroughly enjoyable. I watched this on my phone because I was out bowling, 10-pin bowling for a fundraiser. So
What was your score?
I was terrible. Don't ask.
Better than
Seven.
Port's.
House
Was it
bowling.
better than Port's score? Did you get over 73?
I don't think I did.
But she had the bumpers up.
I wish I had the bumpers up. It was shit. So I think Paul actually outscored me. But no, it was thoroughly enjoyable. We all know that I love a bit of Brizzy, so good work from them.
I actually just thought I was watching the King's Reserve because it was just a demolition. It was just, rolled the bulldozers through.
Or, it was a bit dead. No
just
action.
no one there.
Just
Yeah,
no one there.
exactly, yeah.
Especially in the last quarter.
Yeah, threats of an action group, but nothing happened. And they were trying to appeal to Heritage SA as well by celebrating the 2004 Premiership. And the ongoing joke is they played like there was the 2007 Grand Final squad.
Tweeted that and it went pretty well for me
Yeah, it
actually on
did too.
Saturday afternoon.
And then I did an absolute U and made that joke as well down the track, like not knowing. And then I looked everywhere. I was like, oh, you guys.
That's all right. One of the Nine News journalists made it about 5 minutes after me as well. But
Was he on the money with that one?
no, it wasn't him.
Oh, okay.
It was another one. I can't remember who it was.
Oh, not Warren Treadway because he got fired.
Oh.
Anyway,
What was it? Zach Butters getting a $10,000 fine for an off-the-ball incident on Berry. Someone said, I think I saw somewhere that like Zach Butters has like the highest amount, like the highest number value of fines of like any player
That's
ever. Like he's had
insane.
so many fines. When you look at Zach Butters, he does not look like a guy who's
No.
he looks like a guy that you'd like give a wet willy to and steal his lunch money. Like he does not look like the type that's beating up people behind the play regularly.
To be fair, he throws chairs at photographers. As
Oh,
well. Look at that in the
That's a
final
good
last
point,
year.
yeah.
He's just
He's
a
just an
thug.
angry little man.
I think with him, it was because he'd done so many offences within a short period of time. So every time he did
Yeah.
another one, the fine amount was even more because of like how.
God.
I don't know.
multiplier.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
multiplier.
I read something, but it's probably not accurate. But we're going to roll with it.
How good was the booing of Ken Hinkley in the last quarter, by the way, as well? Never tear us
yeah.
apart, except for when we're upset.
And how about the bloke on the Vox Pops walking out of on Channel 9, I think?
Yeah.
The dude would look fucking staunch as. Like, you look clean, mate. He looked like Big Fin Chen's on Instagram, mate. Like, clean as. And he's just like, yeah, mate, we need to get rid of you. It's, mate, Ken for 10.
Yeah,
We
sign
are
him
a
up.
Ken for 10
10.
pod.
We've got the shirt in there
Absolutely.
somewhere.
Yeah. God.
It's over there somewhere.
Yes, we can.
I'm just Ken. I am Kenuff.
You've got the Ken shorts on today.
I do. Yes, there they are. Shout out to Peter Alexander as well. Yeah, Ken. I'll just go back to reading
Beautiful stuff.
The Pride as well. Hello. But yeah, all I can say is, may they continue to shit the bed, including as they did in the SANFL too.
It's just a shit show everywhere, unfortunately.
Next up, we had the old Battle of the Bridge, or do we have another name for it? I feel like we had
The West
a
Side
name
Derby
for
or
it.
something like
Yeah,
that.
the Para River Punch Bowl
Yeah,
or something
let's
like
go
that.
with
Yeah.
that. And we had
The Cronulla.
No.
and we had Sydney getting up by 27 points. yeah, Sydney, Elodie. Thank you, alternate universe, Elodie. Yeah, by 27 points because Sydney are officially unbeatable other than by Richmond for some reason. So, yeah.
And
is-
what's with Amadi? Just like not doing
Yeah,
anything.
what a drop off, mate.
Yeah.
Like,
Did he have two
imagine,
touches?
like, kicking 9 less goals than you did the
Yeah,
week
how
before.
dare you?
That is
Drop
How
him.
dare you?
disgusting.
Yeah,
him
and then
out.
it turned into a team effort, and then they all like did something except for
Yeah,
him.
yeah. What the hell,
He
man?
was just like, I bloody dragged us over the line back in Adelaide.
Yeah.
Despite the fact
Yeah, the
that,
rest of you can fucking do
yeah, you
something.
can all fucking do it. Yeah.
They went from him having all their goals to 1, 2, 5, 6,
get
7,
one
8, 9,
behind.
10, 11 individual goal scorers.
Yeah.
Like, why have you gone from
Yeah.
that to that? Like, just you rely on one guy and then you rely on everyone. I feel like Sydney are just taking the piss now. Like, they're just like,
Yeah.
this week, let's just let Joel do it. This week, let's just... And they even at, like, one point... where's the worm? Didn't GWS... They made... at the start, it was like, they did the exact same thing they did to us. It was just like, a
little bit of hope.
You guys are all right. You're going to beat us. Don't worry. It'll be all right. Bang. Bang. Yeah, fuck you guys. I feel
fuck
like
you.
they're just playing with us
Yeah.
now. It's like a cat playing with a little mouse before it eats it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking bang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, anyone else got anything to say about our game?
No.
No. Great.
Sydney.
Thank you again, Austin Universality. Now we have Melbourne versus North Melbourne, a Saturday night blockbuster at the MCG, and we had
Melbourne.
we did have Melbourne.
North Melbourne.
For anyone that wasn't listening to Crowject like 3 years ago, that wants to know what's going on, we have recordings of my voice saying all of the team names
It's the
that we
best
used
most
for
of the
when
team names.
most of the team
Except
names
for Port and Crows.
for when I wasn't at a podcast.
Yeah,
one
I think
time.
it was a showdown week, and I messaged Elodie just saying, could you just read out every single AFL team just into Facebook Messenger, and I'll just cut it up. And it was you, like, oh, okay.
Yeah, we've got the 54-second message right here. It's
Western Bulldogs. And I think when you got to Melbourne, you were just like, I'm so fucking over this.
Yeah,
Like, it was-
and I did a Melbourne, and that's been my catchphrase ever since.
And it's stuck ever since.
How did we finish up there?
Fun.
Western Bulldogs.
Yeah, you're dead.
Yeah, I was
yeah.
done. Yeah, I was sick, I think, and I was like, Anyway, going on with the stuff. I guess that conversation was probably more interesting than this game. Though
I felt so bad that North couldn't get over the line, though. I was rooting for them at the end.
Yeah.
We need to talk about a certain Stephen May with his bloody World Cup acting.
The Euros are on right now.
Yeah. Now, I remember in 2002 when the Soccer World Cup was on, it was a Japan-South Korea one, and it was shown during prime time here as well. That couple of weeks in the AFL, there was that much staging, and like that's not a joke. If you go back and look, Layden, if you're listening, all the 2002 games around that time, there was so much like flopping and everything. I think Andrew Demetrio came out and said, you need to stop doing that. We're not bloody wog ball. Like, it was legit like that. The fact that one of their colleagues or, former teammates in Brayshaw had to retire because of concussion, and then he comes out and is flopping like this,
Yeah.
and only got a fine, like $1,500 fine. Bloody Butters, sack tap someone and gets 10 grand. but then you're faking it.
Yeah.
So $1,500.
Yeah.
Feel like cream. Anyway.
I feel like most of their fines should be like a minimum of 10 grand, because what's a grand gonna do?
Yeah, exactly.
In
Pocket
that pocket,
change. They find it in their crack.
Exactly.
Imagine a grand change in your house.
Sorry, it's only 5
money
cent
that
coins.
they
That's
get.
all right.
Like,
God, I bloody sneezed and $400 ago.
With this game, I'm sure we'll talk about it in a second, but Clayton Oliver is going to be a point of conversation here. Just his stinky game. I'm sure we'll talk about it in fantasy land. But
he's not. He's very dog shit right now.
didn't even get tagged.
Yeah, he just tagged himself. He mentally tagged himself. I don't know what was going on. And then we move over to Sunday, where we had two lovely games. We had Essendon versus West Coast Eagles, where Essendon got up by 30 points.
Essendon.
Another just
West Coast.
Yes, those were the two teams that played. Well done. Essendon just with another unconvincing win. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
30
kicked away
point win
late.
over West Coast. Yeah, it's just, keeping third on the ladder. It's just, they're just coasting along, aren't they? And the second time they've played West Coast this year.
Yeah.
They've not played Melbourne yet, but they've played West Coast twice, which is strange.
And it was
But-
only like
Quite a few
6 or
teams
7
do
weeks
that.
ago they played West Coast as well. Like
yeah,
it's-
it
Yeah.
was very like,
yeah.
Did you see
Strange.
the banner for West Coast?
No.
It was something like, it was, banter or something in the first three, like, oh, by the way, we flew business class or something like that.
Yeah,
We've
it's
got
not
fuck
bad.
tons of money.
Yeah, it's
all
pretty-
that iron ore money. Yeah.
It's pretty good stuff. It's pretty
Shout out to
funny,
Rio
actually.
Tinto. I don't know. Let's fucking turn that off now. Anyway.
So that was a game that happened. And then we had the Fremantle Dockers
Fremantle.
versus.
Gold Coast Suns.
Thank you, iPad, for doing my job for me. And Fremantle got up by 20 points at Optus Stadium. Suns continuing their streak of 14 away games now that they've lost in a row. So
When do they play us?
They don't.
Yeah, we've done
Stuff
that.
that
We've
already.
got to play them into form.
Yeah, I guess just a
Just a bit of a nothing game.
just a bit, yeah.
And the first quarter, like the first goal wasn't kicked for like 15 minutes or something like that. It was a real snooze fest.
Yuck.
Not dissimilar to our game on Good Friday against.
Very similar, actually. That's a great call.
And Alex Pearce getting injured. I don't know how
Yeah, forearm,
the extent of his injury yet, but yeah, the golden god of the AFL.
I'm sure he'll just heal himself. He'll be
Oh,
fine.
yeah. It'll be good. He'll do some like Reiki healing or something and it'll be all good. And that was around the Peter's just turned the footy light off. Sorry. You know me just swooning over Alex Pearce. And
It's ironic for me to say, "Oh, we need to get back on track."
get back on track. That is around the grounds for this
Yes.
week. Good shows. What a round. What a
Yes.
round of
What
footy.
a round.
I actually barely watched any footy
What a
this
round.
week because I was working all weekend, saving lives. But
Yeah.
There were a lot of crap games. You didn't miss much.
I feel like I just really didn't miss much. I'm really looking forward to getting back to the 9 games in a round, though I'm going to miss the Thursday night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they really need it. It's a big, poo-poo that AFL have done, getting rid of Thursday night fixtures.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't they say it was too cold, which makes no sense? I don't know.
Poor precious
what that
winter
means.
sport.
Why are Thursdays cold?
Do you know what? It
Colder
wouldn't,
than the Friday and the Saturday
it wouldn't
nights.
surprise me if they're just like, we need to stick to the home and away schedule. Like the literal home and away on Channel 7. They're just we've got all the setups for the Thursdays ready to go. And just like, no, but we want to play, Collingwood Richmond at the MC. Nah, can't do that. They've got to find out what's happening on Summer Bay.
Alf has a death scare this week,
Oh,
boys.
you flaming cocking, you cock offs, anyway. So,
So I left the TV on for my dog when I left here tonight, and it was Channel 7, and Home and Away had started just as I was leaving, and the acting was absolutely shocking. Like, I haven't sat down
so it
and
hasn't
watched.
changed.
I haven't watched Home and Away in like maybe 15 years, and it was just cringy. Like, it was a hard watch.
Same storylines.
Yeah, I was going to say probably still Summer-based stalker coming back.
pain.
Someone drives off a cliff. Yeah.
No one can have a happy marriage. They can't have a safe wedding without someone dying.
Fucking
the
diamond's going to go
usual.
under.
The drama.
yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm sure Tex was watching, though.
oh, absolutely. He loves that.
Home and away.
Do you reckon that's where sort of the lack of cohesion has come from? Because maybe Tex went up to Nixie and said, "So what was it like dating Tam and Sursock?"
Ah, yes,
Yeah.
maybe.
Bang! Lack of cohesion.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
on.
The
And
whole
then Ned
club's
came up. He said,
falling
I'm more of a
apart.
neighbours guy, actually.
Like, shut the fuck up, Ned.
And Mark King comes on and goes, "I like EastEnders." Hang on, he's all right. But anyway. All right, sorry.
All right. Next, let's do some fantasy land, hey?
Yeah, do the fantasy then, yeah.
Let's have a look at our Crowject leagues. It's been a few weeks since we've properly talked about this. Let's have a look at who
We did
is
it last week.
leading the round. Oh, you looked at the ladders.
week.
Yeah, we do it every week.
What the hell? Okay.
Even without you.
Without me here.
We're scared
You
you
do
ain't
my
coming back.
segment without me.
Yeah, we're scared you ain't coming back from
Oh,
Thailand.
man.
Yeah, but it's just us, just like...
You guys are suck at it.
Fantasyland just isn't the same without a benevolent leader, Elodie. Over to you, Elodie.
Wow, Jesus. No, I don't even want to do it anymore. If you guys think you're so good at it, like,
We're not actually.
I mean, you're the only one sitting in the top 6 of League One. So
hey, yeah, right. We got Lockie Dan and Michael T leading League One at the moment.
Whoa.
Oh, mate, fantasy bot Tom Schultz is up there as well. And Gain,
Ooh.
Shahin, Marty, Good,
Yeah.
and me, Marty, and Jay Ling rounding out the top 8 there.
I'm so close.
I'm actually having a real dog shit year in fantasy, but I guess everyone's just having a worse year than me. And in the...
I've scored almost 1,000 more points than you. Oh, no, 200 more points. I read that wrong, but I've still scored more points than you.
Yeah, I think
It's-
most people probably have. I don't know. I've not been very good. I traded in Alex Davies for a bit. So most of my trades have just been for fun. Sophie is sitting in 3rd place in League 2. That's pretty cool.
I am so thankful that we created a second league because last year I was the very bottom.
And we've got Cream also sitting in 5th in that league.
been on
Aiden
a
Gain
tear.
is leading at the moment.
He's undefeated.
But yeah, so looking pretty good in there. Nice
Cream?
work, guys.
Cream's absolutely on a tear in League One as well, by the way. His last 5 games, he's gone 4-1.
Oh,
And
jeez.
he's just jumped
coming for
over
us.
Jade, who in her last 5 games is 1-4.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
leapfrogging Jade.
Cream keeps saying that he didn't do his trades for half of the season,
I'm
but
cool-
that
nah.
just sounds like excuses to me.
Exactly right.
Like,
Exactly
Just
right.
admit that you were shit.
So if you're listening right now, by the way, these are leagues that we have where you can win cold, hard cash if you win. unless you're one of us.
If you're, yeah.
And then it goes to the next person.
good at
So
fantasy.
if you're a Patreon, you can join these leagues too, but you can't just join right at the end and then just knock yourself off. But yeah, if you're a part of the Patreon, you can sign up to
next
these.
year, get on it.
get
There's
on
a lot of
board.
fantasy chat that goes on in our Patreon's chat. So
yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah,
Get
like the
around
KO ad, get on board.
Get
With that
on
really
board.
annoying. Get on board. Like,
Oh, God.
Now, Elodie, I want to talk a drastic move for fantasy this week. I want to get your opinion.
Yes, yeah.
I brought in Luke Ryan last week.
Yeah.
And I said in the chat earlier, I think I'm going to trade him out.
Yeah, I did. I saw this in the chat and I was spooked. I thought, what the hell? Did he get injured? Did he get
Is it
suspended? What's
Halloween?
going on? And to be fair, this year I'm probably, because I've been traveling a lot, I've probably not been paying as much attention to fantasy. I didn't realize he has had a few down weeks. So he's had a 68 and a 70 the last 2 weeks. But before that, bro, he's been good. He actually had, now that I look at it, in round 6 and 7, he actually had like kind of a similar 2 weeks where he got 63 and 86. But outside of that, he's been pretty consistent throughout
has
the
been.
year. So, yeah, it's a hard one. I mean, like you said, he is going to drop in value quite a lot, even if he
yeah.
does have a good score. So if you were going to trade him out, it'd be the time to do it now before he drops in value.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to back him. I'm going to back him. But I think it could be a good move to get him out. I, on the other hand, am getting rid of Clary because...
Oh, yeah.
like
He was
we said
on
before,
one at halftime.
Yeah, that's
One.
disgusting.
The mental
How,
self-tag.
like, in my brain, I was like, oh, Petrarca's out. Clayton Oliver, he's going to carry the load. But no.
Carried a load of shit.
Yeah.
You've just reminded me of something I wanted to talk about. And it's off topic. It is footy chat, though, so the light can stay on. Petrarca with his fractured ribs.
Yeah.
Everyone coming out saying, why did the medical staff let him go on? Flail chest and everything else like that are very hard to diagnose.
Yeah.
And if he says, I'm okay,
Yeah.
you go back on.
Yeah, sorry, they couldn't see his ruptured spleen through his skin
Exactly.
and his bones.
And they're like, oh, we should have scanning equipment. That's not it. An X-ray ain't going to help that either.
No.
Like, it's not going to happen because there's too much tissue that's in the way. That's why I got diagnosed at 2 fucking a.m. in ICU.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, that's it.
But yeah, no, so Oliver sucks.
Yeah, so Oliver's out for me. So I'm trading out Oliver and I'm trading out Combin, who's just sort of been filling a hole in my forward line for a while now because there is no good forwards in the
Yep.
game. But he's going and I am bringing in Timmy Taranto. He is back and he is going to be a gun. So get
Rate it.
Timmy Taranto in your team. Who are you bringing in?
I'm trading out Luke Ryan for Connor Rosie because he is just about ready
Yes,
to
yep.
explode in there. And I'm getting rid of Lockie Sullivan, who has run his race, and bringing in Jai Caldwell into my forward line.
Interesting. Okay.
He's been going all right. I think he's averaging about 80 or so, but obviously gets that rookie off the field.
Yeah, beautiful. That's what we're about at this point of the year. I think getting rooks off the field.
I've got 2 left.
Ooh, I think I've got 1 left, but I'm really hoping that Joe Richards from Collingwood comes back because he's actually a good rookie that I could have in my team. What about you, Soph? What trades are you looking at?
Well, I've got rid of Woewodin.
Hard work, whoa.
He was on my bench because at the moment every single player on my bench is not playing any games and I feel like I need a backup option somewhere. So I've replaced him with Billy Dowling just as a little side piece there. But I've got rid of Fife because I'm sick of him and I don't know who I'm bringing in.
How much cash you got?
I have got 828k.
Caldwell might be a shout for you there, 760.
Yeah, not bad.
Who's
not
that?
bad.
Jai Caldwell. Zach Fisher.
What position?
Are these all people that I've already got?
Have you got Alex Sexton?
Yes.
Um,
And I've got Zach Fisher too.
Ben, got some better
what else
ideas.
can we do?
I've already done like all these good trades. Good chat, guys. I'll figure this out later.
Jai Simpkin.
Yeah.
There you go. There's another one.
All right, well, yeah, obviously
Yeah.
this is
Well.
why I don't do my segment because Peter wants to yawn through
Yeah, just wants to-
things just because he's not interested in it. That makes it uninteresting to everyone else.
I
That's fair.
love my primos. I love my ham.
Yeah,
That's
good
all I
stuff.
got. Yeah.
And also get Shone Maker in if you haven't already.
Nah,
if you want
already
to
done
get
that.
rookies and Logan Evans, I think might be
Yeah,
alright
he
as
scored
well.
75, I think, on the weekend, which was
Yes, get him.
nice.
Or get Billy Dowling. I don't know. Do whatever you want, really. Even Colton Tholstrup, and you need that name in your team.
Fucking
So.
great
100%.
name.
I remember on draft night we were watching him. We rated him very
Yes,
highly.
yeah,
so
he
he's
does
just-
good stuff. He just has good vibe about him. So
Yeah.
if you need vibes on your team, get him in.
He was the one who we were like, oh, he's like definitely a surfer, wasn't he, from the Gold Coast? He had like the
think so,
long
yeah. I think
so,
hair.
maybe.
It was either that
Yeah.
or he'd be like, the King's Counsel for like, a lawyer. you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
Colton.
All right. Bloody Fantasyland, eh? We've saved all of your teams. You are welcome. Hey. Thanks, Mariah.
Now, I've got a tipping update.
Yeah,
Hey.
great.
Very quickly.
I had 2 perfect rounds in a row.
Yeah, good for you. Sorry. Now,
right.
top in the charts, we've got Dylan as well. Dizzy. I'm just going through some of the names of some of the teams. It's fantastic. On 89. One behind is Justin Chiggy Cummings, who's
His name.
Bacon Egg McMuffin. BAKENEG space McMuffin. At 88 as well, Matt O'Brien as well. So quite a few perfect rounds. Now, we're going to go to sort of the other end of the pool here as well. Now, you can see a lot of people did forget to put their tips in because a lot of people got 2, including Ellie as well.
I have not put my tips in since round 1.
I can tell.
Jade and I were talking about this last week. You said at the start of the year you were going to put them all in
I
and
did
see
say
how you
that. I think I lasted a round.
Now, Jade as well, she got 3 for the round, and you can tell that she did put her tips in because she got 3 and not 2. However, if we go through some of the other, just the spread of the peeps is, 56 for Pele Biancardi is right down the bottom as well. But people are trying. They're trying to crack on as well. We've got Ethan Phillips as well, who got 5 for the round 2, so fantastic there. He's slowly climbing his way up too. But Louise Perk as well technically got the equal lowest for the round 2, where she only got 3. So Louise, try more. As well. But if you
good stuff.
Yeah, but if you're listening, you can sign up to Patreon for some cold hard cash if you win that one too. And you know what? We're going to select someone at random on the list too. Who did submit their tips, but just
Was a bit shit.
bit shit.
Yeah.
I think for the second year running, I have the best total margin score again too, the lowest.
Hey,
But you're not
nice
winning.
work.
But I'm
What does that count
climbing.
for on the table, Soph? Come on.
She's made her own game. She's made her own game and she's
Yeah.
winning it.
I'm
All right.
climbing, and
Yeah.
I've had 2
It's like Miley
perfect
Cyrus.
weeks in a row.
It's the climb.
Oh, and we're tied on
clap
tips,
that.
and
Oh my
we've
God.
had 2 perfect
Oh,
weeks in a row. So
yeah,
for the
word.
same
This
person.
is cute, except my margin is a lot better than
No,
yours.
that doesn't count. We just established that.
We're still the same person. It's fine.
Exactly.
Next week, I will do my master plan of putting all the tips in one go
For
and
the
then just not
rest.
touching it for the rest of the year. And
Yeah.
I'll probably get worse than just not putting the tips in at all, but that's okay. Cool. All right. Do you have a Barrel and Cecil of the week?
I do.
Ben?
I've got a Crows
Love it.
version and a Port version
Oh,
because it just had to
man.
be one.
Yeah.
Now, there was a lot of chatter about Neil Baum during the week because he had an interview with 5AA or someone and basically said he was keen to come and assist the Crows and said a few words that made it sound like he was already here. And people jumped on it. Jamie Fraser says, Neil Baum, ... he's keen, ... get him in there, ! Enter. That's exciting. 6 exclamation marks and a really happy face. But he spelt balm as blame. And Joan commented and said, I presume that's your sense of humour and not a spelling mistake. And that's gone right over Jamie's head. He said, no, not at all. That man brings success. He's probably exactly what we need. He'll clean things up and his record is damning.
Oh, jeez.
Straight over the head. Big Neil Blame on his way
Love
into
that.
the club.
Just imagine that's what he does. He walks in the first day. He's just pointing at
You
things.
fucking
You. Where's my cafe latte?
You would have thought that was one that fans can't get wrong. We've had Rory, Eddie. You can understand them getting it wrong. But Neil Baum,
Do you remember the rumor that was out a couple of years ago about him coming to the Crows?
Fucking
and
Rowie.
that email?
yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, no, this seems like a fake email. Who has an Outlook for iOS and it's like the proper signature? And it turns out that is a corporate thing. So yeah,
Yeah.
I was wrong again. Shout out to our new listeners. Peter fucks up a lot. Anyway.
Now, secondly, our Port version here was just Paul on Twitter with a nice little poem on Saturday afternoon. He said, last year finals saw us choke. This year we look a bigger joke. Oh well, they say he's a real good bloke. Let's relax and scull another Coke. Hashtag we are Port Adelaide.
That is very
Oh, that's so good.
yeah, that is poetry. That is
It felt like a haiku to begin with.
yeah.
And he spelled everything correctly.
Well,
Maybe he's not a Port fan.
Like,
sleeper agent. He's our Jack Hudson.
Put that on a tote bag.
I could see him
100%.
doing that as like
Yeah.
slam poetry on the hill, you know, just like
Everyone clicking into
oh wow, that's good stuff. Ben, there's always barrel and cecils around.
Yes.
Everywhere you look.
Everywhere. You could be one. We could all be one.
Yeah, I have been.
We probably have been. at some point.
Yeah. All right, that was Beryl and Cecil of the week, and that wraps up Segment Street for another week. So if you did enjoy that, we release the Segment Street onto our Patreon every week. So jump on to our Patreon, sign up for $1 a week or more if you want, and then you can hear all our bonus content like our Segment Streets, our obscure crows. Some interviews and other stuff, you know, all the bits and pieces. It's all over there. The
Audiorama,
pre-rolls
yeah.
and yeah.
It's all
Lots of
happening.
bonus content over there. So
And of course, our Facebook chat too.
our little Patreon Facebook
Yeah,
chat,
we're
which is
all
always a
playing
lot
basketball
of
for the last 4 years.
fun. Oh, Jesus. Someone please started the basketball game in there and now you try and have a serious conversation about football and it's
It's
like,
just
Peter scored 300 on basketball. It's like, great, thank you.
Jack got no.
It's like 5,000. Yeah.
5,000.
If we kick
I
him from
did
the
the
chat,
night
does he go
before,
up?
yeah.
Yeah.
You got to get your golden balls, guys. Don't forget
Exactly.
your golden balls.
And whatever those revive drinks are that I keep accumulating, but I don't know what they do, so I just keep tapping them and hope that something's happening.
It's like, oh, cool. And then it's like, oh, you've travelled to Boston.
Yeah, I'm like in my
Fuck
third or
yeah.
fourth city, and I'm like, I don't know what this
I'm home.
means.
You can always like tell who's just having a bit of a depressing night because there's like this person's played basketball like 20 times in a row and you're like, oh, come
And then
on,
it's
mate.
like scored
You
8
okay,
points, scored 6 points, scored 12 points.
Having a good time.
And then Cream comes in. He's like, why is my nickname the Throat Goat? After scoring 20.
I couldn't remember. I remember changing it to that. I was just
I
like,
remember
been like that for
asking him,
ages.
and he just laughed at it. He never actually told me any reason, but he knew about it because he reacted.
It's been like that for ages.
yeah, it's been there for like a couple of years at least now.
So get around that. Get around our Patreon and get in. And if you are a Patreon and aren't in that chat, just let us know and we will add you in.
And sorry, Frank Milanese, who came to me at the walk and talk, he doesn't have Facebook. So he can't get into the messenger chat. 'cause he doesn't have messenger.
Well, we can do a daily printout for him if you want. That's all the messages.
That's a lot of paper.
Yeah, that's a lot of trees. Sorry. Also follow us on all of our socials. We've got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. It's at Crowject for most of those, I think. Thank you to the Patreons that do already sign up and help support us. We appreciate your support. Get around the Crom merch as well over at crowject.bigcartel.com. We still have the Crom bundles going over
We
there.
have
Perfect.
Indeed.
3 or 4 of those left.
Amazing. So get on it. Get into the last ones. You get a scarf, a beanie, stubby holder, and stickers for $49.95. So that'll keep you warm through the winter and keep you warm, keep your drinks cold, and something to stick on you.
And you smell nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something to stick on.
And what else? Has anyone else got any last minute? Well, thank you to our sponsors again in
Yeah.
Trojan Aluminium.
Do we need to talk
ARC
about the next game?
Maintenance, Nathaniel's. Oh, have we not done that yet?
No.
Fuck. All right. We should probably do that, I guess.
Let's just rip through it.
Yeah. All right. Next game, we are versing GWS. That's cool.
Yeah, Adelaide Oval.
Yeah.
Yeah,
hey,
the Giants.
Giants.
Thank you, Ellie.
Yeah,
Twice.
like I said, at least when we lose by 10 goals, their socials team will make a funny meme about it. So that'll be good. I can't wait for that. Any ins, outs?
Well, possibly Tex.
Yeah, see
And
how it
Filthy
goes.
maybe straight in.
Rankin should be back.
Yeah.
Did he play against Sydney? I can't even remember.
Yes.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I was like, I think he
He
was
will be
already
playing.
back. He'll be back again.
And possibility of a Zach Taylor debut as well, Ben.
Yeah, potentially. There's been a bit of a few rumblings between the supporters, so that could mean absolutely nothing. But
Yeah.
would be nice to see him get a go. He's been playing well in the SANFL and
Yep.
would add a bit of spark to the midfield.
I want Riley O'Brien back. And that's
We
not
could-
just because I like him. I just think Strawn got absolutely ragdolled by Grundy. Like, I know Grundy's a good ruckman, but Rob can hold his own. Who's GOS's ruckman?
Kieran Briggs.
Now? Kieran Briggs.
Now we'll get him.
I'll keep Sean.
You know what? Let's
gonna
go
say-
for 3 rucks.
I was going to say, if there's
Jesus.
still, wait, does Bruce still exist?
He
He's
went
still,
to
Oh, he went
Melbourne.
somewhere, didn't he?
Did he get traded to Melbourne?
I feel like he did go somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, I was going to say, if it was Bruce, then definitely put Rob in because Bruce is a big old bozo and Rob needs to. Anyway, I would like to see Riley O'Brien back in. I'm not rating Strawn. But, yeah, other than that, I don't know. Probably no other big changes.
Who the fuck does he play for?
I'm sure that our selections, when they come out on Thursday night, everyone's going to be happy.
Yeah, I think everyone's going to be ecstatic. Everyone's going to say, this is good and I like it.
Bruce does still play for GWS, but tore his hamstring in the warm up a couple of weeks back and still hasn't come back. So
Yeah,
that one,
that
it was
doesn't sound like him getting injured. He's always injured or suspended. Jesus.
there was the one where they were running
Oh,
out for their
Braden.
VFL warm up game, and he just ran and jumped, and he just pinged, it was gone. It's quite a funny video actually.
It's good. Ruckman don't need to jump. What is he trying to do?
Yeah, exactly. You're tall enough already. What do you need?
Exactly.
No.
What are you more hype for? Cool. All right. What does everyone think is going to happen, Peter?
I think we're going to lose by 27 points. Another sloppy Saturday night.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Giants by 15 points, I think. We'll keep it competitive, and then they'll kick away late. We'll probably look like we're going to win, and then we won't win. Because that's just
The
this year.
script is written.
Crows by 21.
Good stuff. That's very optimistic.
It's not going to happen because we're coming off the bye and it's going to be ugly, but you never know.
Just want the optimism there, because then if we do win, you're like, see, you guys are
I
all
told
negative.
you guys.
But if we lose like we all think we're going to, everyone will just forget that you're
Yeah.
over optimistic.
Yeah, exactly.
Forget.
Yeah, we'll remember.
We will remember.
She knows where I live.
I'm gonna go Giants. Yeah, I reckon in a fairly close one, like Giants by 2 goals. And yeah, I think the same. I reckon we're gonna like start a bit shaky, be alright for second and third quarter, and then end a bit shaky. Yeah.
A valiant 2-quarter effort.
Yeah, maybe a 2-quarter effort. That's what every team is striving for. Yeah, great.
Cool.
Anything else to say about the game?
One very quickly, Chris McDermott, life membership.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Woo. Yeah.
Great stuff.
Yeah, and he had some comments to say about the club at present, and he loves Nixie.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's very fitting that I almost forgot to talk about the game because I didn't really want to talk about the game.
No, it's fine.
And then, but then I guess we had to talk about the game.
And the game was talked about.
That the game was talked about, and now we're here
never speak
at the
about
end
it
of the
again.
podcast, and we can.
And here endeth the cohesion.
And yes, the cohesion is complete.
We have fixed all of our problems.
Well, everyone get out to the game on Saturday night if you can. I mean, if not for the football, just for the socialising. Come say
Yeah.
hello at the bar.
Yeah.
I'm usually hanging around what's that bar that I hang around? What's it
The
called?
Eastern
district.
Bar.
Oh, the footy, yes.
Yeah, the bar, the footy. Was it? Yeah, the Eastern
The
Bar,
East-
whatever it's called.
East
It's got
Bar,
a
I
name,
don't
right?
know.
The something. Yeah, you know the one.
The thing.
One of the
Where
Eastern.
everything's
Yeah.
$15.
Yeah, I'll be hanging around there.
The big
And
one
then
at
I'll-
the Eastgate.
Yeah, and I'll also probably be hanging around to the district, so you can come and say hello. I don't know why I'm making
Don't
this
forget
about me.
the walk and talk as well.
Oh yeah. Is there going to be a walk and talk?
Yeah.
All right.
We did
well,
one last week.
yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
I've not been doing them every week.
Yeah.
Well,
true.
all right, go to the walk and talk, which is at the Malcolm Black statue.
Outside of
Adelaide Oval.
Oval.
I'll be there.
Be there.
So you be there, and
there.
I'll be there, and we can all be there. It'll be a good time.
It'll be a bee off.
Yeah, even if the game's shit, we can all cry together. All right. Yeah, thank you to our sponsors, Trojan Aluminium, ALC Maintenance, Nathaniel's Coffee and Panini, Solely Designs, and thank you to everyone, really. We will see you next week. Or on the
Bye.
weekend. Go Crom.
Go Crom.
Go Crom.